ring
Gbogbo tí ọba bá ti fi òrùka rẹ̀ ṣe òǹtẹ̀ fún.
cannot be
Kò
reversed.
sí ẹnikẹ́ni tó lè yí padà
It
mọ́.
cannot be
Kò
reversed.
sí ẹnikẹ́ni tó lè yí padà.
But Mordecai said,
Ṣùgbọ́n Mọ́dékáì wá sọ nǹkan.
the God that the Jews serve
Ọlọ́run tí Júù ń sìn.
is a God that can reverse the
Ó jẹ́ Ọlọ́run
irreversible.
tó lè yí ohun gbogbo padà.
The king that can reverse the irreversible.
Ọba tó lè yí ohun gbogbo padà ní.
It happened also in the time of Daniel.
Ó ṣẹlẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà ayé
When the
Dáníẹ́lì.
king gave order
Nígbà tó bá ṣe òfin
that
pé
Daniel should be killed,
wípé kí a lọ pa Dáníẹ́lì.
Daniel should be thrown into
Àjù
the
Dáníẹ́lì sí
Daniel's den.
òkìnnìún.
And Daniel was thrown into the lion's
A
den.
sì jù sínú ìkòrí òkìnnìún.
The following day,
Ọjọ́ kejì.
the king went to confirm it.
Ọba
Daniel is
lọ fi
dead.
hàn dájú pé ṣé Dáníẹ́lì ti
Daniel
kú
came
bí.
out alive.
Dáníẹ́lì sì jáde
And the
ní
king
ààyè.
said something.
Ọlọ́run sì sọ nǹkan.
He said, the
Ọba sì sọ
God of
nǹkan.
Daniel,
Ó ní Ọlọ́run Dáníẹ́lì.
the one that changed the word of the king.
Eléyìí tó yí ọ̀rọ̀ ọba padà.
No wonder.
Èrèdí
Daniel
rèé.
said he changes time and season.
Dáníẹ́lì sọ pé òun lọ́ba tó ń yí ìgbà tí àkókò
He
padà.
put one king there, he
A
removed the
fi ọba
king.
kan síbẹ̀, a sì mú kúrò
God can
níbẹ̀.
remove the king that made the
Ọlọ́run lè
decree.
mú ọba
He can
kúrò
cancel
tó
the
ṣe
king's
òfin
decree.
kan. Ó lè pa ohun tó sọ rẹ́.
He's mighty.
Ó lágbára.
I have heard
Èmi ti gbọ́
of a testimony
ẹ̀rí kan.
of somebody that a man of God prophesied.
Ẹnìkan tí ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ fún
Within
wípé
72 hours, you
pé
will go
láàrin
to
ọjọ́ mẹ́ta
America.
ìwọ yóò wà ní ìlú ọba.
Walk out of the meeting in anger.
Ó sì bínú kúrò ní ìpàdé náà pẹ̀lú
He said
ìbínú.
it's a fake prophecy.
Ó ní wòlíì èké ni.
So because I don't even have international
Nítorí pé èmi ò
passport
tiẹ̀ ní ìwé ìrìnnà kankan.
and a miracle happened,
Ìyanu sì ṣẹlẹ̀.
it was a mistaken of identity.
Wọ́n
An
kó mọ́
Interpol
wọ́n fi
has been looking for one man. They
àwọn
saw
ọlọ́pàá
him.
gbogbogbò
They
wọ́n
said,
ti
you
ń
look
wá
like this man.
ènìyàn
Look
kan
at the picture.
wípé ìwà
He said,
àtẹnudí
yes, I
ẹjọ́.
am the one in the picture.
Èmi
But
ló wà
I don't
níbẹ̀.
have this kind of suit.
Ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò nírú
He
aṣọ
said, forget
yìí.
about the suit.
Gbàgbé nípa
Bundle him
aṣọ.
into the car.
Wọ́n gbé sínú ọkọ̀.
Carry him into US.
Wọ́n gbé lọ sí
Taking
ìjọba.
him to court.
Wọ́n sì gbé lọ sílé
That was
ẹjọ́.
when it was determined it was a mistaken identity.
Ìgbà iná tó wá mọ̀ yìí pé wọ́n ṣì mú ni.
And they said, for us to compensate you,
Wọ́n ní ká lè fi san ẹ̀tọ́ fún ohun tá a ṣe fún
should we
ọ.
give you money
Ṣé ká fún ọ lówó bí?
or send you back to your country and
Tàbí
give
ká dá ọ
you
padà lọ
money
sí ìlú rẹ?
as a compensation
Àbí
or
ká fi
give you
owó
job here?
ká fún owó ká fi san gbogbo
So,
owó ìtanràn.
The man learned, as a Nigerian man, you should know what he will choose.
Arákùnrin yìí rẹ́rìn pé èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà mo mọ ohun tí mo lè yan.
And he had to send a message and was begging,
Ó sì wá fi
help me to
ránṣẹ́
beg
sí.
that guest
Ẹ
minister.
bá mi bẹ̀ ìránṣẹ́
I am
Ọlọ́run
sorry.
náà. Ẹ má bínú sí mi.
Because I never believed in my life
Nítorí pé èmi ò gbàgbọ́ ní ayé mi
that
pé
such thing could happen.
irúfẹ́ ohun bẹ́ẹ̀ lè ṣẹlẹ̀
I
sí mi.
never believe in
Èmi
my
kò
life. I
gbàgbé
can never
gbàgbọ́.
imagine
Èmi ò ṣàròwò
that such testimony
wípé
exists.
irúfẹ́ ẹ̀rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lè ṣẹlẹ̀.
And he became American citizen.
Ó sì di ọmọ ìlú
He was
Amẹ́ríkà.
given a green
A
passport.
fún ní ìwé ìgbélú.
Somebody that has no Nigerian international passport.
Ẹni tó yẹ pé kò tiẹ̀ ní ìwé ìrìnnà kankan.
God can do and undo.
Ọlọ́run lè ṣe, ó sì lè tún ṣe.
God can work miracles for people that are living
Ọlọ́run lè
abroad.
ṣe ìyanu fún àwọn tó wà ní òkè òkun.
Someone who does not even have papers for several
Ẹnìkan tí kò
years.
tiẹ̀ ní ìwé fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún púpọ̀.
A miracle can happen to him
Ìyanu lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹni náà.
that will make him to be given.
Á sì jẹ́ kán fún ní.
I was hearing a message of a man of God.
Mo ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run
He
kan.
went abroad to preach
Ó lọ sí ìlú Aba láti lọ wàásù.
and he was discouraged, that man of God.
Ó sì ní ìjákulẹ̀ ní ìlú náà.
Because only one man came for that program.
Nítorí pé èèyàn kan ṣoṣo ló wá fún ìpàdé náà.
Church member did not come.
Àwọn ọmọ ìjọ wá.
People did not come.
Àwọn èèyàn wá.
They only had one attendees.
Èèyàn kan péré ló wá sí ìpàdé náà.
And the host minister said, Daddy, let's cancel the
Ẹni
meeting.
tó gbà á ní àlejò sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká mú ìpàdé yìí ká má
And the
ṣe
man of God
mọ́.
said, as long as I have just one
Ìránṣẹ́ náà
soul,
sọ pé níwọ̀n ìgbà tí èèyàn kan ṣoṣo àtiwá tó fàyè rẹ̀
I
fún
will
Jésù.
preach as if I'm ministering to
Èmi
millions.
á wàásù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé
And
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀
he got to the
mílíọ̀nù
altar,
ló
was
wàásù.
ministering powerfully.
Ó sì wàásù tó bẹ́ẹ̀
And he
gẹ́.
said, God said I should change my message to mercy.
Ó ní Ọlọ́run ní kí n yí ìwàásù mi kúrò kí n sọ di
He said, I don't know
àánú.
why.
Èmi ò mọ̀dí tí mo fi ṣe
And he
bẹ́ẹ̀.
was preaching about mercy.
Ó sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wàásù nípa àánú.
And he ministered powerfully.
Ó sì wàásù pẹ̀lú
And he
gbogbo
prayed
ọkàn
for
rẹ̀.
the man.
Ó sì gbàdúrà fún ọkùnrin náà.
The program is supposed to be 3 days.
Ìgbàdé ló yẹ kó jọ ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
So they now asked the man of God and said, are you going to preach tomorrow?
Mo wá bèrè lọ́wọ́ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run pé ṣé wọ́n yóò wàásù ní ọ̀la bí?
The man of God told the one man that came, the man, and
Ìránṣẹ́
said,
Ọlọ́run sọ fẹ́ni tó wá náà
if you
pé
promise to come tomorrow,
tó o bá ṣe ìlérí pé ìwọ yóò wá ní ọ̀la,
I will continue.
màá tẹ̀síwájú.
But I can't be preaching to empty chairs.
ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò lè máa wàásù
If
sí àga lásán.
You promise to be here.
ṣùgbọ́n ìwọ nìkan tó wá lẹ́yìn tó
I
bá
will
tún lè wá
preach
lọ́la
tomorrow.
èmi á tún wàásù lọ́la fún ìwọ nìkan
So he
náà.
told the man of God, say, I can't say.
ó sọ fún ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run pé èmi kò mọ̀ bóyá mo lè wá àbí mi ò ní wá.
So the man of God too, so to me too, I can't say.
ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run sọ pé èmi náà ò lè sọ bóyá màá wá
But
àbí mi
I
ò ní
will
wá.
be here tomorrow.
ṣùgbọ́n èmi yóò wá bí ní ọ̀la.
Tomorrow
ọ̀la
came,
ó sì dé.
the man came,
arákùnrin yìí wá.
jumping,
ó ń fò.
rolling on the floor,
ó ń yí lórí ilẹ̀.
screaming
ó ń pariwo.
and shouting.
ó sì ń ké.
And they asked, what is the problem?
wọ́n béèrè pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀.
He said, yesterday,
ó ní àná
I came for this crusade,
èmi wá fún ìpàgọ́ yìí.
trusting God.
mo ń gbọ́ Ọlọ́run gbọ́.
If anything can happen.
bóyá ohunkóhun tí a lè ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ayé mi.
Because since I've been here for years,
nítorí pé ìgbà tí mo débí fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún sẹ́yìn.
I have never been captured
èmi ò tí ì rí mi mú rí.
until I was captured.
àfìgbà tá a rí mi mú
That
lánàá.
I have no paper.
èmi ò sì ní ìwé ìgbélú
So I've been
kankan.
taken to court.
a sì gbé mi lọ sílé ẹjọ́.
I have been going to court.
èmi ti ń lọ sílé
The
ẹjọ́.
final judgment
ìdájọ́ pátápátá tó kù.
is today.
ó ní èní.
That was why I was saying yesterday, I don't know, I'm not
ìdí tí
sure.
mo sọ pé kò dá mi lójú bẹ́ẹ̀ màá wá lé ni tàbí mi ò ní wá.
So I went to court.
ó lọ sílé ẹjọ́.
After the prayer you prayed for me
lẹ́yìn
yesterday,
àdúrà tẹ gbà fún mi ní àná.
when I got to court,
nígbà tí mo dé ilé ẹjọ́.
something strange happened.
ohun kan tó jẹ́ àjòjì ó
I
ṣẹlẹ̀.
was supposed to be given judgment,
ó yẹ kán ṣe ìdájọ́ mi ni.
but the court did something strange. The judge,
ṣùgbọ́n adájọ́ wá ṣe ohun kan tó jẹ́ àjòjì.
he broke protocol for the first time.
ó gbogbo ìlànà tán fi sílẹ̀ ó mú kúrò.
Because when you want to pass judgment, you don't ask any question again.
nítorí pé tó bá fẹ́ ṣèdájọ́ ènìyàn o ò ní béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni náà mọ́.
Said everybody was shocked
ẹ̀rù sì bà gbogbo ènìyàn.
when he said, well, accused, is there anything you
ó
want
ní
to
ìwọ
say?
tá a pè lẹ́jọ́ ṣó lóhunkóhun tó fẹ́
Again.
sọ bí.
The lawyer of the government, the attorney of the government said that, my lord, this is unethical, this is wrong.
adájọ́ fún ìjọba ó ní eléyìí tẹ́ ń sọ yìí kò tọ́nà.
We are here for judgment.
a wá bí láti ṣèdájọ́ arákùnrin yìí ni.
They just asked him to shut his mouth.
adájọ́ ní pé pa ẹnu rẹ mọ́ ìwọ
I am the-
agbẹjọ́rò.
I am the judge here.
èmi ni adájọ́ ní bí agbẹjọ́rò ni ìwọ.
I can do whatever as it
ohun tó bá wù mí
pleases.
mo lè ṣe
As
gẹ́gẹ́
is
bí agbára
in my
tá a fi
eyes.
fún mi.
And he asked the man, anything you want to say.
ó wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ọkùnrin pé ṣó nǹkan wà tó fẹ́ sọ bí.
The man remembered the message and the prayer of yesterday.
arákùnrin rántí ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó gbọ́ lánàá àti
And the
àdúrà
man
tí wọ́n
said,
gbà. ó ní
I am guilty.
mo jẹ̀bi ní tòótọ́.
If you send me back to my country,
tẹ́ ẹ bá dá mi padà lọ sí ìlú mi.
number one,
àkọ́kọ́
I have an aged mother.
èmi ní arúgbó kùjọ́kùjọ́ àwọn òbí mi
I'm
ìyá
my
mi
only son.
àtọmọ kan ṣoṣo tí mo bí.
She's sick.
ó ń ṣàìsàn.
I've been sending money to
èmi ti ń
sustain
fowó
her.
ránṣẹ́ sí i láti máa tọ́jú rẹ̀.
As soon as she sees me, I know she will die.
tó bá fi lè rí mi pẹ́rẹ́ mo mọ̀ pé ọmọ yìí yóò kú o.
And I don't know what will happen to me.
èmi ò tilẹ̀ mọ ohun tí yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi.
All I am asking for,
ohun tí mo kàn ń béèrè fún.
mercy.
Àánú.
Mercy.
àánú o.
Mercy.
àánú.
And the judge
adájọ́ náà
was lost in transit.
ó sì sọnù nínú ẹ̀mí.
People were looking at him.
àwọn èèyàn wá ń wò ó.
They didn't know what came over
wọn ò
him.
tilẹ̀ mọ ohun tó
They
ṣẹlẹ̀ sí.
didn't know what was wrong with
wọn ò mọ
him.
ohun tó ṣe lòdì sí.
He had already written judgment.
ó ti kọ àdájọ́ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀.
No wonder.
èrèdí rèé alábàjọ.
What we refer to as the mercy seat.
ohun tá ń pè ní ìtẹ́ ìdáná.
Did that
Kàlẹ́
ark?
Masangada.
What you have in the ark, you have the law.
àpótí ẹ̀rí a ní òfin níbẹ̀.
You have the staff,
a tún ní ọ̀pá.
Aaron's rod,
ọ̀pá
and
Áárónì
manna,
àti
sample of
oúnjẹ
manna.
oúnjẹ
That's,
láti ọ̀run wá.
that represents judgment.
eléyìí túmọ̀
The
fún
law
ìdájọ́.
represents judgment.
òfin túmọ̀ sí ìdájọ́.
The rod represents judgment.
ọ̀pá yìí náà túmọ̀ sí ìdájọ́.
Now, you now have something on the mercy seat.
ṣùgbọ́n wá ló nǹkan tá ń pè ní ìtẹ́ àánú.
Two cherubims
àwọn kérúbì méjì
sat facing each other.
wọ́n dúró wọ́n dojúkọ ara wọn.
The wings spread
ìyẹ́ wọ́n sì fẹ̀
to
síbẹ̀.
touch each other.
ó wá kan ara wọn lókè.
And that represents mercy.
eléyìí wá túmọ̀ sí àánú ó dúró fún àánú.
So the word mercy prevail over judgment is
ọ̀rọ̀
from
wípé àánú ṣègo lórí
So,
ìdájọ́.
mercy rules over judgment.
àánú ṣègo lórí
The
ìdájọ́.
judge has written the judgment.
adájọ́ ti kọ ìdájọ́ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀.
He has no business asking the man
kò
any
tiẹ̀
question.
lóhunkóhun láti máa béèrè béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni tá a pè lẹ́jọ́.
the final day, his business is to read out the judgment.
ọjọ́ tí wọ́n wá yìí ohun tó yẹ kó ṣe ni pé kó ka ìdájọ́
What
rẹ̀
he has
jáde.
written is the man should be taken to court from court.
ohun tó yẹ kó
deported.
kọ ni pé tá a ti ṣèdájọ́ rẹ̀
Right.
ká dá padà lọ sí ìlú rẹ̀.
The police people were waiting.
àwọn ọlọ́pàá ń dúró láti
People
ṣiṣẹ́
from the
wọn.
prison were waiting.
àwọn tó wà nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n ń dúró láti
People
ṣiṣẹ́
from
wọn.
immigration were waiting.
àwọn tó ń ṣe ìrìnà
All
wọ́n
they
ṣe
were
dúró.
waiting for was judgment.
ohun tó ń dúró dè ní
Judgment to
ìdájọ́.
be read.
ìdájọ́ kan kà
And the
síta.
man to be taken
ká sì mú
to
arákùnrin
prison,
yìí
from
lọ
prison
sínú
to
túbú
be deported.
láti inú túbú lọ sí
Judgment has been
tásímọ́dá
written.
padà.
The case of the man has been
ìdájọ́ àti
determined.
kọ́nsílẹ̀ àti
The
ti
case
sọ
is
ohun tí yóò
impossible.
ṣẹlẹ̀ sí.
But the first sign that mercy is beginning to speak
ṣùgbọ́n àmì wípé à ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fọ̀hún ni pé
was something that the man did
ó lọ
against
sí
protocol.
ẹni tí arákùnrin yìí
Protocol
ṣe
was
tó lòdì
broken.
sí
He asked
ìdáàbò.
question.
Ìdáàbò
Any
wípé
final word from the
ká máa béèrè
accused?
ìbéèrè ọ̀rọ̀ láti ẹnu ẹni tí a
And
pè
he
lẹ́jọ́.
screamed, mercy, oh.
ó sì pariwo àánú o.
And the judge was arrested.
a sì mú adájọ́
Mercy
yìí.
began to speak.
àánú bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí
The
ní
judge
fọ̀hún.
was arrested.
ọlọ́run mú adájọ́
He put his
yìí.
head down.
ó sì gbé orí
People were
sílẹ̀.
waiting.
àwọn èèyàn ń retí.
They were looking at him.
wọ́n wò ó.
He lifted up his eye
ó gbé ojú rẹ̀ sókè.
and he asked the government Anthony,
ó bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣe onídùúró fún ìjọba.
what does section subsection this in American law
kí ni ohun tó
concerning
tí a sọ nípa
immigration
nǹkan báyìí.
says?
àwọn tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ onírìnà wá sí ìlú wa kí ló sọ.
He said, and there's a clause
àbájá kan wà ń bẹ̀.
that the judge can decide
wípé onídàájọ́ ó lè ṣe ohun tó bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn.
in a case of somebody who has no papers.
tí ènìyàn ọ̀nà pé ènìyàn kan kò ní ìwé ìrìnnà.
The judge on the ground of this, on the ground of this,
adájọ́ lórí nǹkan
either
báyìí
asylum or special
lórí nǹkan
case,
báyìí
the
tó bá
judge
jẹ́
can
ó lè
issue.
ṣe ìdájọ́.
Oh, and the word from the judge, the letter, the stamp from the judge,
ìwé tí a
can
fọwọ́
grant
sí
the
látọ̀dọ̀
man
adájọ́
opportunity
ó lè fún
to
ẹni
be
náà ní
given this
àǹfààní
temporal paper.
láti fún ní ìwé díẹ̀ kó
It
gbé
will
lù
cover him for 5 years.
ó lè dáàbò
During the
bò fún
5
ọdún
years,
márùn-ún
The
lẹ́yìn ọdún márùn-ún
process of obtaining his green card will
ètò
begin.
láti gba ìwé ìgbélùú títí láéláé á
That
sì
is
ṣètò
on a
rẹ̀.
special grant from the judge.
èyí wá jẹ́ ọ̀nà láti pé
The judge
adájọ́
said,
ohun tí adájọ́ bá sọ ní
I
o.
am using that grant for this man.
adájọ́ wá sọ pé èmi fẹ́ lo eléyìí
I
fún
cancel
arákùnrin
this
yìí.
judgment that I have written.
ìrájọ́ tí mo ti kọ sẹ́lẹ̀ mo
I am
parẹ́.
issuing a veto.
èmi wá ń lo
I'm
agbára
using
mi
veto power,
wípé
issue a decree
èmi wá sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ wípé
to you,
fún ìwọ
government attorney,
ìwọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí
the one
onídùúró
who
fún
was
ìjọba
standing against the man,
ẹni tó ń dúró lòdì sí
the
arákùnrin
accuser
yìí
of this man,
ẹni tó ń pe arákùnrin
just
yìí
like the
lẹ́jọ́
case of Haman and Mordecai.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀
I
lẹ́dà àti
issue decree.
mọ́dékà èyí
You
sọ
take
wípé
up this process
gba ètò
for
yìí
this man to be obtained that temporal paper
arákùnrin yìí kó gba ìwé ìgbélùú fún ìgbà díẹ̀
within
náà
72 hours
láàrin ọjọ́ mẹ́ta
and ensure
sì rí
that
dájú
within
wípé
5 years,
pé láàrin ọdún
his
márùn-ún
process of obtaining the permanent
gbogbo
paper will be
ètò láti
completed.
gba ìwé ìgbélùú títí láéláé ká ṣètò
The
rẹ̀.
man nearly collapsed in court.
arákùnrin tó jẹ́ onígbẹ̀jọ́ fún ìjọba ó fẹ́ lè dákú
What
nínú ilé sí.
if he didn't come for that prayer?
tó bá ń pé kò wá fún àdúrà náà ńkọ́
And God, because of this man alone,
ọlọ́run sì sórí
changed
arákùnrin
the
yìí
message of the
nìkan
man of God.
ó sì yí ọ̀rọ̀
And the man of God
ìránṣẹ́
lay
Ọlọ́run
hand
padà.
on him.
ìránṣẹ́
The
Ọlọ́run sì
message I
gbọ́wọ́
have
lé
preached today
ìwàásù tí mo wàásù
will
lẹ́yìn
follow you home.
yóò tẹ̀lé ọ lọlé
And the angel of that meeting
àti áńgẹ́lì ìpàdé
follow
yìí
him.
ó sì pé
And the angel of mercy began to speak.
áńgẹ́lì àánú sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí
The
ní
angel
fọhùn
of mercy began to speak.
áńgẹ́lì àánú sì bẹ̀rẹ̀
Because
sí ní
God has
fọhùn
seen the heart of this
nítorí pé
man.
ọlọ́run ti rí ọkàn
And
arákùnrin
God
yìí
decided to honor his
ọlọ́run sì
heart.
bọlá fún ọkàn ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀
What God looks at is the heart.
ohun tí ọlọ́run máa ń wá ní ọkàn ènìyàn
God is not looking at efforts.
ọlọ́run kò kí ń wo ìgbìyànjú
He's not looking at number.
kò kí ń wo ẹ̀pọ̀ èrò
Because our text,
nítorí bí tí a
Joshua,
kà
chapter
Joshua
6.
orí kẹfà
when the wall came down,
nígbà tí odi wó lulẹ̀
everybody knew that God fought for Israel.
gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ pé ọlọ́run ló jà fún àwọn ọmọ Ísírẹ́lì
Immediately after this story,
lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìtàn
go
yìí
and study chapter 7.
ẹ lọ kà nípa ẹsẹ̀ keje orí keje
Joshua gave a marching order to go and take over a small town called Ai. A and I. That's the name of the town.
Joshua ó ní pé kán lọ dojú ìjà kọ
He
ìlú tó ń
sent
pè ní
spy.
Áyì
The spy returned and said it's a small village.
àwọn tálámí ní pé ìlú kékeré ni
He said it's just a small village.
ìlú kékeré ni o
2,000 to 3,000 soldiers are enough.
ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì ti tó láti lọ jà ní ìlú náà
They didn't know it's not about numbers.
Wọ́n mọ̀ pé ní kò ń ṣe nípa ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀
It's
ènìyàn.
about the heart.
Ṣùgbọ́n nípa ọkàn tí ènìyàn bá ní
God
ni.
sees as no man sees.
Ọlọ́run máa rí bí ènìyàn kò ṣe
It's
rí o.
not about effort.
Ọlọ́run kò ń wo
It's
ìgbìyànjú.
about the right heart.
Ọkàn tó dára níwájú Ọlọ́run lọ́lọ́run wò.
Emotion does not please him. Emotion does not move
kò
him.
tẹ́ Ọlọ́run lọ́rùn.
What pleases God is faith.
Ohun tó tẹ́ Ọlọ́run lọ́rùn ni
The eyes of
ìgbàgbọ́.
God run toes and fro on earth to see whose
Ọjọ́
heart is
Ọlọ́run lọ
perfect.
káàkiri ó ń wo ẹni tí ọkàn rẹ̀ ṣe déédéé
A
níwájú
lot of
rẹ̀.
people can be coming,
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lè máa wá.
declaring, Daddy,
Wọ́n máa
Daddy.
sọ pé bàbá o, ẹ̀yin ni bàbá
But
mi o.
their heart is far from you.
Ṣùgbọ́n ọkàn wọn jìnnà sí
That's the
ọ.
reason why there's no testimony.
Èrèdíre tí kò sí sí ẹ̀rí mọ́.
A man of God can be jumping.
Ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run lè
You
máa fò
can be
sókè.
shouting.
O lè máa pariwo.
All that does not move him.
Eléyìí kò túnú kankan lára rẹ̀.
What God sees is the heart.
Ohun tí Ọlọ́run wá kiri ní ọkàn ènìyàn tó mọ́.
Your integrity. Your
Àṣedédé rẹ̀.
sincerity.
Ìṣedédé rẹ̀.
faithfulness.
Ìṣòdodo
God
rẹ̀.
sent me. Just
Ìṣòdodo
many that
rẹ̀.
will hear
Ọlọ́run
me.
sọ mi sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí yóò gbọ́ mi.
Don't enter year
Má wọnú
2026
ọdún 2026
with unresolved issue.
pẹ̀lú ohun kan tí wọn
If
kò
there are
yanjú.
restitution you need to
Tó
do
bá jẹ́ pé ìbọ̀sípò kan wà tó yẹ kí
Do
ìwọ kó
it.
ṣe.
between now and tomorrow,
Ìwọ ṣé kó tó di èní sí
people
ọ̀la
that
o.
you need to open up to,
Àwọn tó ní láti jẹ́wọ́ fún.
people that you lie to,
Àwọn tó parọ́ fún.
people that your lie cause serious mistake,
Àwọn tó yẹ pé irọ́ tó pa àtàṣe rẹ̀ ó fa wàhálà nínú ayé
you
wọn.
must open up
O gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́wọ́ o.
so that 2026 will not be
Kí
polluted.
ọdún 2026 kó má bàa ní
You need
ìdáàbò.
to prepare for
O ní
2026.
láti gbáradì fún ọdún tó ń bọ̀.
Let mercy speak for you.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí àánú kó fọhùn fún
It's
ọ.
not about fasting and prayer.
Ó ṣe nípa ìwé àti
It's not
àdúrà.
about jumping up.
Ó ṣe pé èèyàn ń fò
We
sókè.
can't use sacrifice to cover
O
up.
lè fi gbogbo ìrúbọ kó fi bo
Samuel
ìkú
said-
mọ́lẹ̀. Samuel sọ wípé
God had no pleasure in your
Ọlọ́run
sacrifice
kò bọ́lá fún ìrúbọ rẹ̀.
than obedience.
Ṣùgbọ́n ju ìgbọràn
And
rẹ
he said
lọ.
obedience is better
Ó
than
ní ìgbọràn
sacrifice.
sàn ju ẹbọ rúrú
He
lọ.
said it means that sacrifice is good,
Ó fi hàn pé ẹbọ dára
but
nítòótọ́.
obedience is preferred.
Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbọràn ó dára jùlọ.
Obedience is better.
Ìgbọràn dára jùlọ.
Don't allow enemy to pollute the next
Má
year.
jẹ́ kí ọ̀tá kan bọ ọdún tó ń bọ̀ jẹ́
You
mọ́
must see
lọ́wọ́.
that year in power.
O gbọ́dọ̀ wọnú ọdún náà pẹ̀lú
Enter that
agbára.
year with God's mercy
Kó o
over your
wọnú ọdún náà
life.
pẹ̀lú àna Ọlọ́run lórí ayé
The
rẹ.
angel of mercy
Áńgẹ́lì àánú
following you into that
kó
year.
máa tẹ̀lé ọwọ́nú ọdún náà.
Let God approve of you.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run kó fọwọ́ sí
Let
ọ.
God justify
Jẹ́
you.
kí Ọlọ́run kó dá ọ láre.
Don't struggle. Oh.
Má tiraka o.
Don't be stubborn. Oh.
Má jẹ́ olórí kunkun.
A lot of people that were wasted this year,
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tán ti fọdún yìí ṣòfò dànù.
if they have been told,
Tó bá kàn ti sọ fún
they
wọn,
will tell you it can never
wọ́n á
happen.
sọ pé kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn
Only
o.
the mercy of God can preserve a
Àánú
man.
Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè pa ayé ènìyàn
Only the
mọ́.
mercy of God can help a
Àánú
man.
Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ràn ènìyàn
The
lọ́wọ́.
voice of God is speaking.
Orí ọwọ́ ohùn Ọlọ́run fọ̀hún.
Expressly.
Ó ń fọ̀hún
Don't let
lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́.
the enemy stop you.
Má jẹ́ kí ọ̀sán kó dá ọ dúró. Ṣé ìwọ́nú àwọn ọmọ rẹ náà?
Look at what happened from Abraham.
Ẹ wo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ayé Ábúráhámù.
That spirit possessed
Ẹ̀mí
Isaac.
yẹn sì wọ Ísákì bákan
The
náà.
spirit enter into Jacob,
Ẹ̀mí yìí tún wọnú Jákọ́bù náà.
and it became a pattern.
Ó sì wá di ìlànà.
Maybe you have taken something by force.
Bóyá o ti mú nǹkan pẹ̀lú rọ́.
You hurt somebody.
Ó ṣohun tó dùn ènìyàn kan.
You did something
Ó
secretly.
ṣohun kan ní àkọ́kọ́.
Wherever you need to readdress,
Gbogbo ohun tó ní láti yanjú.
so that you will not be a problem
Kó má bàa jẹ́ ìṣòro
for people around you.
sí àwọn ènìyàn ní àyíká rẹ.
That's the reason why this voice is coming.
Èrèdí tí òun yìí wá sí ọ ní òní.
Have you disobeyed?
Ìjọ ti ṣàìgbọ́ràn bí?
Don't harden up.
Má ṣe ọkàn rẹ
Don't
le.
use spirituality to
Má
cover
fi
it.
ohun tí ẹ̀mí kó fi dàbò
Don't
mọ́lẹ̀.
say I am a general
Má sọ
overseer.
pé èmi ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run gbogbogbò ni mí.
I'm a pastor.
Èmi jẹ́ ìránṣẹ́
I'm
Ọlọ́run.
a minister.
Èmi jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run.
Don't cover it.
Má fọwọ́ bọ nǹkan
Why?
Èrèdí.
My Bible tells me
Bíbélì mi sọ fún mi
God
wípé
has no respect of person.
Ọlọ́run ò bọ́lá fún ẹnikẹ́ni bó ti wù kó jẹ́.
He spoke to Moses
Ó sọ
mouth to
fún
mouth.
Mósè
He
lẹ́nu
spoke
sí
with
ẹnu.
Moses mouth to
Ó
mouth.
máa ń bá Mósè sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu sí ẹnu.
When Moses make mistake, he said, "You are not going."
Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí Mósè ṣàṣe kan ní ò lọ ògbọ́n
God is
Mósè.
not a respecter of person.
Ọlọ́run ò bọ́lá fún ìpèjẹ́ rẹ.
Everyone must humble himself.
Gbogbo ènìyàn gbọ́dọ̀ rí ara wọn sílẹ̀.
Look into your life.
Wọnú ayé rẹ.
Are you with God?
Ìjọ wà pẹ̀lú
Is your
Ọlọ́run bí?
heart right with God?
Sọ ọ̀nà rẹ tọ́
Are
pẹ̀lú
you
Ọlọ́run.
genuinely saved?
Ǹjẹ́ o ní ìgbàlà ní tòótọ́
Or
bí?
you have been carried away by worldliness?
Àbí òfin
Carnality?
ayé ti gbé ọ lọ, ohun
You have
asán
been
ayé ti gbé ọ lọ.
carried away.
Àwọn ayé ti gbé ọ lọ,
Lies.
irọ́ pípa,
Rebellion.
orí kunkun.
Don't see 2026
Jọ̀wọ́ má wọnú ọdún tuntun
with secret sin.
pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní ìkọ̀kọ̀.
Is your heart sanctified?
Ṣé ọkàn rẹ mọ́ bí?
Is your heart right?
Ṣé ọkàn rẹ tọ́ níwájú Ọlọ́run bí?
What are you doing secretly?
Kí ló tó ń ṣe ní ìkọ̀kọ̀?
What are you doing secretly
Kí nìkan tó ń ṣe ní ìkọ̀kọ̀?
that may stop God from working in your
Tó
life?
lè jẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run kó má ṣiṣẹ́ nínú ayé rẹ mọ́.
Are there iniquities in your camp,
àwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní agbègbè rẹ bí.
immorality, you use scripture to cover it,
ìṣekúṣe tó ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó fi ń dàbò mọ́lẹ̀.
lies.
Dídé.
You will even use Bible to swear.
Wàá tilẹ̀ tún gbé bẹ́ẹ̀lì sókè wàá fi máa búra pé mi ò ṣe nǹkan yìí.
And your conscience will be telling you you are
ṣùgbọ́n
lying.
ọkàn rẹ̀ á máa sọ fún ẹ pé irọ́ ló ń pa ó ti dẹ́ṣẹ̀.
Don't be an anchor.
Jọ̀wọ́ má jà kánì.
Don't be an enemy of yourself.
Má jẹ́ ọ̀tá ara rẹ.
We are the story I just told you.
Ẹ wo ìtàn tí Ọlọ́run alágbára
Who
gíga.
is the judge of commanded the judge in
Òun
US?
ló sì. Ó ní o gbọ́dọ̀ ba
And
ìlànà
the
yìí
broker
jẹ́.
and a portion of the law. It means that no matter the law,
Ó fi hàn pé kò sí bí òfin ṣe lè rí.
mercy.
Ènìyàn kan bá tilẹ̀.
He's given a death sentence.
Tá a tilẹ̀ fún sọ pé agbára kó kú ni.
Like that woman in the north that killed the husband.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí arábìnrin nì tó pa ọkọ rẹ̀ ní
The
Òkè Ọya.
judge had passed the
Àwọn
death.
adájọ́ ti sọ wípé ó máa kú ni wọ́n ti
And
dájọ́
Ahmed
ikú
Bola
fún.
and our president
Àti àwọn ààrẹ
gave
orílẹ̀-èdè.
her clemency.
Ṣùgbọ́n ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè sọ pé òun tú sílẹ̀.
But the other family said no.
Àwọn ẹbí sọ pé àwọn ò ní gbà.
Agree.
A ò ní gbà.
It's like the
Àti mú àánú kúrò fún
no
arábìnrin
matter
yìí.
this, the judgment.
Kò ní ṣe bí ìdájọ́ ṣe tó.
There is always a provision for mercy.
Ààyè máa ń wà fún àánú níbẹ̀.
Mercy always triumphs over
Àánú
judgment.
ṣáà máa ń ṣògo lórí
That
ìdájọ́.
God that will show mercy.
Ọlọ́run tó máa ṣàánú fún ni.
Come open before Him.
Jọ̀wọ́ tú ọkàn rẹ pé
Humble
níwájú
yourself
rẹ.
before Him.
Rárá rẹ sílẹ̀ níwájú
Be
Ọlọ́run náà.
sincere before Him.
Jẹ́ olóòtítọ́ àti olódodo níwájú Ọlọ́run náà.
Don't cover up.
Má bo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rẹ mọ́lẹ̀.
Don't be acting
Má jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe ọkàn rẹ̀ lé.
like Judas.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Júdásì.
Mercy
Àánú.
was looking for Judas.
Ó ń wá Júdásì káàkiri.
Mercy
Àánú.
was speaking over
Ó
Judas.
sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Júdásì.
But Judas adding his
Ṣùgbọ́n Júdásì ó ṣe ọkàn rẹ̀ lé.
till the last hour.
Títí dé òpin.
Jesus kept saying,
Jésù ṣáà ń sọ wípé.
the devil has entered into one of you.
Sátánì ti wọnú ọkàn ènìyàn kan nínú
The
yín.
person is here now.
Ẹni náà tilẹ̀ wà ń bí báyìí.
I will dip. They said, who? He said,
Tani
okay.
nínú wa.
The one I give bread now.
Ẹni tí èmi bá fi àkàrà
He is the
sínú
person.
tí mo bá fi sí lẹ́nu.
And he put the bread in the mouth of
Ó
Judas.
sì fi àkàrà sí lẹ́nu.
Still, Judas did not say
Síbẹ̀
anything.
Júdásì ò sọ ohunkóhun.
She kept denying.
Ó ṣà ń sọ pé òun ò lè
I
ṣe ni.
am not the one.
Èmi kọ́ ni ẹni tó ń sọ.
Look at how he ended.
Ẹ wò bó ṣe parí ayé rẹ̀.
Peter said,
Pétérù sọ wípé
let his habitation become
ẹ
desolate.
jẹ́ kí àgbègbè rẹ̀ kó jẹ́ òfo.
Peter was a man that found mercy,
Pétérù ò jẹ́ ẹni tó rí àánú gbà.
though he make mistakes.
Nítòótọ́ ó ṣe àwọn àṣìṣe
We
kọ̀ọ̀kan.
all make mistakes.
Gbogbo wa la máa ń ṣe àṣìṣe.
But you don't stay in your mistakes.
Ṣùgbọ́n ò gbọ́dọ̀ dúró nínú àṣìṣe rẹ.
God expects that we own up,
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ jẹ́ ká
that we
jẹ́wọ́
humble ourselves.
ká rẹ ara wa sílẹ̀
Because
nítorí pé
of what may follow.
ohun tó lè tẹ̀lé
What the enemy is looking for
ohun
is
tí
your
ọ̀tá
mistake.
ń wá ní àṣìṣe rẹ.
The devil is an accuser.
Sàtánì ó jẹ́ ní tó máa ń dá ni
He
lẹ́bi.
will nail you.
Á kó
He
ọmọ
will
kì í.
finish you.
Á sì parí
He
rẹ.
will use something against
Á
you.
wá ló ń kọ lòdì sí ọ.
Don't allow any carry over into the new
Jọ̀wọ́
year.
má jẹ́ kí ohun kan tó máa ṣẹ́kù
Whenever you
níbi
need
kó
to forgive,
tẹ̀lé ọgbọ́n
forgive
ọdún
them.
tuntun. Àwọn tó
Whenever
bá
you
yẹ
need
kó
to release from
dáríjì.
your mind,
Ẹ jẹ́
release
kó
them.
túkalẹ̀ náà kọ̀
Let there
rẹ.
be family
Ẹ
reconciliation.
jẹ́ kí ẹbí kan wá
Departmental
papọ̀ kan
reconciliation.
àwọn ẹ̀ka
Reconciliation in
kọ̀ọ̀kan
the church.
nínú ìjọ
Let's
Ọlọ́run
take
àwọn
steps.
àtúnṣe tó yẹ
We
ká
don't want
ṣe.
our blessing to be hindered.
A ò fẹ́ kí
My
ìbùkún
daddy
tó ní
is a
ìdádúró.
God of possibilities.
Bàbá mi jẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó
But
lè
you
ṣe
need to
gbogbo.
address.
Ṣùgbọ́n ní láti
Is there
dojúkọ
any area I'm disobedient?
àwọn ọ̀nà kan wà tá a ti
What
ṣàgbọ́ràn
have
bí.
I done wrong? What have I spoken
Kí ni ohun tí mo ti
that
sọ
I shouldn't have
tí ò
spoken?
yẹ kí n sọ?
What have I said
Kí ni ohun tí
that
mo
I
sọ
shouldn't have said
tí ò yẹ kí n sọ?
with my mouth?
Pẹ̀lú ẹnu mi.
Have I spoken against the anointing?
Ṣé mo
Have I
sọ̀rọ̀
spoken
lòdì sí
against
ìránṣẹ́
God?
Ọlọ́run?
Am I faithful
Ṣé mo jọ lótìtọ́
in this aspect?
ní ọ̀nà yìí?
In this aspect,
Ní ọ̀nà yìí
so that mercy can locate me.
kí àánú kó lè wá mi
Because
rí.
everywhere there is mercy,
Gbogbo ibi tí àánú bá wà,
everything is possible.
ohun gbogbo ló ṣeé
There
ṣe.
is nothing impossible.
Kò sóhun tí kò ṣeé
I
ṣe.
serve God of
Èmi
possibilities.
sọ Ọlọ́run kó tó ṣeé
It does
ṣe.
not matter
Kò ní ṣe.
how high the devil is dealing with you.
Bí Sàtánì ṣe ń dojú kọ tó,
Your case may be difficult.
ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ lè nira ní
Your
tòótọ́.
case might have been moved from difficult to
Ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ
hard.
lè kúrò ní nǹkan tó nira
Or
tó lọ
from
sóhun tó le.
hard to impossible.
Tàbí ohun tó le sóhun tí kò ṣeé
Maybe you have
ṣe.
gotten to the third
Bóyá o ti wá
category.
dé ìpele kẹta.
God can even wait
Ọlọ́run tẹ̀lé dúró
for enemy
fún
to
ọ̀tá.
have done his worst.
Kán ti ṣe ohun tó burú jù
And
nínú
my
ayé
daddy will
rẹ.
not be asking.
Bàbá mi á máa bèrè wípé
I am not in hurry.
èmi ò kánjú o.
I want the enemy to do his worst.
mo fẹ́ jọ́kọ̀tà kó ṣe ohun tó burú